Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live, number 152. For this Wednesday, happy hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. August 27th. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia today. Again, another cold morning, but I'll take it. It wasn't cold enough to make me put a jacket on. I was still out there in some shorts and a t-shirt, flip-flops. You know how I do it. I hope you're having a good day wherever you guys are in the world today. Hope you're getting some sunshine wherever you are. I'm here today with my good friends in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. Listen, get the applause going right now for the chat. You guys are here early. I really appreciate that, getting the conversation going. Who dropped a bomb? Dr. Ling dropped a bomb. And whoa. We got to get the chat up, chat. Whoa, what was that? What is going on? What is going on, chat? I don't know what happened just now, but we got to get the chat up in the view. So we got Dr. Ling dropped a bomb today, talking about some remarkable news. I think Dave over at Tablet Tech also dropped this information in the Discord this morning, which was interesting. Let's go ahead and get this chat over here, chat. I'm sorry, my bad. I've been slacking on the chatting. We got to get the chat up over here. Yeah, but so we got a couple people in the membership here who brought this story up, and I really appreciate that. Let's get the live chat going. Now we got to move this chat over to a view that you guys can see. We can get it over here. Can I do it? Is it possible? Oh boy, chat. My bad. My bad. Okay, all right, now we can get back to the show. All right, so so we're going to talk about some remarkable news today. But this is the show, Rants About Tech Live, where we talk about tech news, talk about eInk news. We talk about some maker stuff when I have something to talk about, but none of that today. We just do that every day from 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, Monday through Friday. Join us if you're interested. Matter of fact, chat, let's get the lights going right off the top. She made a really good point yesterday. Let's get the chats going the lights going right off the top for the chat crew. And if you're new here, think about subscribing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I got you. I gotta start the my bad. Owen, I gotta start the event channel here. But good thing is we got a few things to talk about, and we got Owen's gonna join us as well. We got some stories that he wants to bring into the chat, so we're gonna do that as well. Let me just open this up real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had everything set today. I really did. I really thought I had everything. Can we start an event? Oh boy. There we go. Okay, create event. So we're going to create live 151, you guys, or 152. Start. Perfect. All right, we're in there. All right, so we got that set up. So thank you guys for joining me. We got a couple things to talk about. We got the Apple news to talk about. We got some remarkable news. Like I said, some crew members dropped some information about a new remarkable device. We also have some news about. We got science today. We're gonna do something sciencey. Okay, we're gonna do something sciencey. So we're gonna jump right into the holidays like we always do. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. We don't have holidays today, just one. National Just Because Day. And we got one just because. So you don't need a reason to do whatever today. Battery 5%. Oh, my battery's at 5%. I don't know how to turn the volume down on these. It's crazy loud when it comes on. They took the functionality away. You used to be able to control notifications and the volume of those notifications. You can't do that anymore. Meta, what are you doing to my glasses? What are you doing? But anyway, moving on. We got those stories to look forward to. But just because day, you don't need a reason to do whatever today. Just have some fun today. And if someone says, why are you doing that? Just because. Just because. All right, you guys. Let's get into the chat real quick, see what we got going on here. Throw in the Discord. Okay. Oh, Dave and Tablet Tech is here. Dave, if you got some information you want to share with us, I'd love to hear it. Dave is in the audience in the what do we got? The events channel. If you guys are thinking about the events channel, it's like call-in section of the show where you can jump in the events channel in the Discord. Link for the Discord and the events channel in the description. You can jump in, say your piece about whatever topic we're talking about, and we'll get you on the live show. Call in, old radio call-in style. I said, they're still doing that. What am I talking about? radio call-in style. We'll do that way. But anyway, yeah, if you guys jump in, I'd be happy to have you. And also, we're going to take a look at those links that Owen dropped. I can't find the links anymore, Owen. Where'd you drop those links at? I started the live event, Owen, so I don't know. I can't find the links. If you want to drop the links in the live chat, that'd be great. In the live stream, live chat, throw them down there. That'd be awesome. Or you can throw them in the event channel thing. Or never mind, I got them. You sent me a message with them. Good deal. We'll check those out. At the end of the news section here. Going back to the chat though, what do we got? We got to speculate on the new Remarkable devices. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Remarkable announced something September 3rd. So they're to announce something September 3rd. We're going to talk about, speculate. What could that be? I have ideas. You'll hear them. My guess is black and white device unless they upgrade Gallery 3 tech. Probably not. I think they're in Gallery 3 for the long haul. I don't see them doing anything after a year of that. We'll talk about it though. We'll talk more about it. They ran out of holiday ideas. Morning, The Rock. How's it going? You're in the lobby, the hotel lobby. Let's go over here and let's go up to the events channel. Oh yeah, okay. So Owen's in there. So as soon as I get through this this top news cycle, Owen, we're gonna start the conversation. Okay. So we're gonna go right over there after we get done with this. But just to quickly get through some news topics here, Nothing phone. Let's talk about. Actually, no. We're talking about the Apple event, and we're gonna talk to Owen about the Apple event. So let me talk about this, and then we can bring Owen into the Apple event here. And actually, I mean, I'm gonna bring Owen up now, but I'm gonna get through these stories real quick. Oh, can I do it? Invite to speak. Owen, you can come up anytime you feel like it. Say my good morning. How you doing, Owen? How you doing? Actually, you can't even hear me. How's it going, Owen? How's it going?
I can hear you.
Oh.
Hold on. I just muted the chat.
Oh, Owen, hold on. Something's going on. Let me make sure my sound is good because something's not right. I knew it. Okay, Owen, I can hear you now. How's it going? Good morning.
Good morning.
So you're gonna be my companion on this Apple journey we're gonna go on here today because we got some Apple event news to talk about. We're gonna get through these stories and then we're gonna pop back in to get some ideas and some theories on what we could see and what that might mean. All right, let's get through these details real quick. All right, so first up we got the Apple event coming up. They sent out invites and this is what it looks like here. Let me actually get over here. Move this to the right place. Oh, there we go. We have the invite here. Everyone's getting the invites, and this is what it looks like. Apple does this. They put Easter eggs and stuff. Like they post an event. They post a poster for the event, and deep inside the poster, there's tea leaves. People read those tea leaves, and they decide what's going to happen. The tea leaves tell them. I don't know how, but it does. So people are looking at this post and they're like, "Oh, we know what's coming. It's thermal imaging. It's got to be the Apple Vision Pro."
I think they're hinting at the phone colors.
The phone colors. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
There and you've got blue in there.
I like it.
So like the two SKUs. For the iPhone 17 Air, they've kind of got a baby blue color that's coming along.
True.
And then the orange, we think that's the color.
That's the color of the year.
I hope that's the color of the phone. Yeah, I hope that's the color.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will be so happy if that's the color. I mean, if that's the color scheme of the phone where you've got the light orange on the body, and then just like hints of the sort of like the candy orange as well.
I doubt that's. I really do believe that would be really nice. I doubt Apple's that adventurous. They feel a little bit too reserved to do something like that. But you're right. That would be awesome.
Dude, I wish they'd remember how to design stuff again. You know?
Yeah, one day, Owen.
Say what you like about the G3 and the G4 series stuff. Like they were really nice, like futuristic. Like,
they had different design teams then.
That childish, but like with the way it's grown up, it's like you got these aluminium and the magnesium bodies and everything, and they're all prosumer.
You can thank Johnny I for that. Listen, I like that industrial design. I'm not gonna hold you. I really do. I like the old
I
stuff
think
too. I'm
I,
not gonna hold you. I like the old stuff, but I do like the newer industrial design.
I think industrial has a time and a place. I think that, if you're sort of like in the work environment, but at home you want something with personality,
Yeah, good.
which is
That's a
why
good
I
point.
put Dbrand on my phone.
That's actually a very good point. But getting back to the stats over here, so everyone's not sure about what they're going to talk about. So they're expecting an iPhone, the iPhone 17, obviously. People are expecting the Air. You got any ideas or theories about the Air coming, Owen?
I think it's going to be expensive.
But you do think they're going to do the Air this year?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
definitely going to do the Air
Okay.
this year.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely gonna be expensive. I totally agree with that. I definitely think they're gonna come out with the Air this year. I don't know what they would do beyond that though. At this event,
So
obviously Siri, right? Siri's gonna be a thing that they're gonna do.
no,
Um,
no, they're not going to mention Siri.
what?
They're
You don't
not
think they're gonna
going
talk about
to.
AI and Siri?
I don't think they're going to touch AI because they're just going to get torched for it. They're just going to
Mm,
get thrown on the bonfire over and over again until they deliver. Look,
mm.
here's the thing, right? Apple's services aren't built on AI the way that Google's does. Google's is rather. Google, they're leveraging the whole Gemini thing at the moment because Gemini's good, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Apple are very much aware that Siri is about as dumb as your first girlfriend.
Well, listen,
Like,
it's not good. It's the worst out of all the AI. I mean, that was one of the
because it's
reasons
not
I stopped
AI.
using the iPhone. Well, they're using a brand of AI. They're using their own like AI models, or they're using more machine language than they or machine learning than they are AI. I would imagine.
I honestly think my instinct is that you were just dropping phone numbers there, my dude. Um, my instinct is that they'll probably run something AI based
Mhm.
and make a deal out of it when they plug in OpenAI to it,
Okay.
or
Cool.
they
Cool.
make an
Cool.
announcement with, or they make an announcement with Anthropic or whoever they partner
Gotcha.
with. I think that there'll be that thing because they'll want the drama and the theater of the redemption arc. They're like, okay, we made Siri less dumb.
Hmm.
They're gonna want to highlight that
Well, we'll
because
see.
they,
I do think
they're
they're
gonna
going to
be.
bring up AI and Siri though. I really do believe that.
I would be skeptical. I think the way that they talked about AI in Dub Dub is about your limit. I
Ah.
think that they'll talk about
Okay.
the additions that they made, but I don't
Hmm.
think they'll sort of like they'll put it front and center.
Right.
I
All
I
right. We'll,
think
we'll see.
I
We'll
think
see.
they'll make. I think unless there's something substantial that they add at the last minute to Liquid Glass,
Hmm.
you don't need to worry about AI.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Well, they're gonna have the event. I'm debating whether. Well, me and Owen were talking about doing a live event, so we'll see how that works out. But we'll talk more about that in another part of the show here. But moving on to the next story we got up on the list is going to be about what do we got? Nothing phone, fake pictures. This is a surprising. Oh, actually, before we go on to that, I I did want to bring up the. Oh, is it there? Yeah, I
I
did want to bring
was
up the
I was
Apple
gonna say they're rumored to
thing
be
here.
bringing out a new Apple Watch this year.
A new Apple what watch?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Well, that may be.
Ultra apparently.
I would love to see that. I would love to see it. We'll see. We'll see. Well, they got the event coming. Like we have posted, they got the event coming on September 9th. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, me and Owen are going to talk about this in a later part of the show. But we're thinking about doing a live stream of this event and having the two of us have some banter back and forth about the announcements. But moving on to the next story we got here, Nothing Phone's fake picture samples. Now, this is interesting to me because I'm looking into Nothing Phone more these days because of what they offer. Their Android experience is unique, and I do like the way that they're doing their hardware. Super unique, and I like the simplicity of it. But lately, they've been caught doing something that I mean, I don't know why you would do it, but here we go. So a Nothing Phone 3 retail demo has been spotted making misleading claims about photo samples. Android Authority has spoken to two of the photographers who spot their pics, who confirmed that they did not use the Phone 3 at all to take those pictures. So going down here, we can see a kind of a sample of this. This is kind of the marketing that they have for the phone's camera. And in this marketing, you see pictures. All these pictures were supposedly taken with the Nothing Phone 3. One of the photographers that took this picture on the left here with the car headlight made a comments on the fact that that picture was taken with a Fujifilm phone or camera and not the Nothing Phone. And then that sparked controversy about a couple of other pictures that were also in some marketing that were supposedly taken by the Nothing Phone that weren't taken by the Nothing Phone. Very interesting stuff there. Very interesting stuff there. I don't know why they would do this, but moving on with the story, the second half of this is about the president or the owner of the company. And so we have here the co-founder, Akis Evangelidis, has provided a detailed explanation for the stock photo found in the Nothing Phone 3 demo units. The company uses placeholder content, he says, including stock images and demo units for testing purposes before mass production. Nothing says it was an unfortunate oversight that the placeholder content was not swapped out with actual photo samples. So basically,
That's code.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's code.
So basically, what they're saying here is that the pictures were placeholders, and they were supposed to be taken out once they got the site and the publications up and running with actual photos. Now, I agree with you, Owen. I agree with you wholeheartedly here that that's straight cap. I don't believe that at all.
Let's ask ourselves here. Let's talk about your big product line launch for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look over every single minute detail of that admittedly beautiful phone and give every single part your personal okay, or do you just let God's perfect idiot select the photos and just put them out there?
Yeah, right.
Which one do you do?
Listen, I honestly believe that this was something that they were trying to just get over on. I don't think, I mean, even if you use placeholder pictures for something like this, you don't go out and scour the internet for really good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not using a Porsche photo, not as a placeholder. You know what I'm saying? If that was your aim. So I am with you on this wholeheartedly about this is definitely cap. Let's go to the chat real quick. Who we got here? Some people just dropped in. We got Alex. How's it going, Alex? Thanks for coming. We got Brian. Good morning, Brian. We got Aaron. Thanks for joining, Aaron. Dr. Ling says, my coworkers told me a little story about Apple's engineers had internal conflict, which is why their AI is garbage. Do tell. I gotta change this up to over here. Do tell. I like that theory. I like that theory. What do you got, Owen?
I wonder if he's referring to the rumor that Federighi had certain ideas about the way AI should be for Apple, and that their internal AI crew disagreed entirely. But there's definitely been a lot of internal conflict and drama because like,
it's just bad.
I mean, you can see the results. It's bad. It's a crap show, you know. It's
they got caught on the AI front. I will say Apple got caught lacking in the AI front, and that's not a position they're used to being in.
I hope they view it as a learning experience. I hope they sort of use some introspective, because it's like the one thing that you can say about about Apple until that point was that they don't launch products unless they're ready to go, they're ready to ship. Whereas their problem with AI was that they were looking at Google, they were looking at OpenAI, they were looking at what those guys delivered, and they were like, oh crap, we're on the back foot here. We need to deliver.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it. We're going to prop all of this and then just worry about it later.
Yeah.
The problem is they sold a bunch of phones based on those lies.
That's
You
what I was
know?
about to bring up right there is the fact that they were selling phones based off features that it didn't have, which reminds me of something one of my favorite YouTubers, MKBHD, says all the time. Don't buy products based on future promises. Because more times than not, those are not going to come to fruition, or they're not going to come to fruition in a time frame that you were expecting, for sure. Let's go to the next thing we got
I
up
am.
here. Hold on. Let's get done with this. I'm gonna come right
No,
back
no,
to
no.
you.
You go ahead.
All right. So we got weird Well, we want to start there first. What are we? Oh, and finishing the story up with the nothing phone fake samples. I agree with Owen wholeheartedly. I think this is definitely cap on their part. This is not something you typically do. And you don't do it in that way. So they just got literally caught with these photos published that they thought no one would like recognize, I guess. I don't know. These pictures were reposted by some famous people, so I don't. It's very weird. But anyway, just so you know, I don't think that this is a big deal. Like for nothing, the company. And I love the way that the guy, the co-founder, like ended this whole thing. His mic drop to me was when he was talking about the particular topic. Was that he says that nothing was. This was an unfortunate oversight. That a placeholder content was not swapped out with actual photo samples. But then he went on to say that he ended this whole thing with he invited all of the Nothing Phone 3 owners to take pictures with their phone and post them to show how good the actual camera was. I thought that was a really awesome way
See,
to end your reply with some skepticism. Just say let the phone
see,
pictures speak
that's
for themselves.
that's great.
Yeah,
That's honestly great. But you know
that's
what?
awesome.
You know what that's going to say to me?
Hmm.
That's going to say to me that no matter what picture you take with your phone, it's never going to compare to the DSLR because those are DSLR photos.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you,
yeah.
it reinforces my view that if you want a professional photo quality experience, don't get a phone, get
Well,
a
the thing
DSLR,
is, see, the
learn the
thing is,
hobby.
if you really, absolutely, and especially DSLR cameras are getting cheaper and cheaper every year. To get
Yeah,
and to maintain for the lenses, they got some. I mean, you can get really good glass these days from some of these third party manufacturers at like bargain prices, but really good lenses. So the lens selections are getting cheaper and better
dude,
in quality, and the actual
you
hardware
don't you
themselves are
don't
getting
even
cheaper.
need you don't even need to go top of the line when it comes to DSLR. You can get yourself a good body from a camera shop, like a
Hey,
Canon Rebel or
yeah.
whatever, for
Mm-hmm.
about $180 with your starter 18 to 35 lens that
Mm-hmm.
will do a much better job than your phone camera. Your phone camera should be, with a few exceptions, one of those situations where it's like, oh, there's my
Well,
honey on the
see,
beach. I need to catch a photo of her in a
Well, see,
bikini. But click.
to me,
Like,
Owen, I really believe that cell phones are coming to the point to where you can use them for anything now. Like to be honest, I use my cell phone. I only pull out my cameras when I have to. Like I still do pull my cameras out. Like I'll unmount them and throw my photography lenses on, and I'll go out and take some pictures of things I need really good quality of. But if it's not if it's not client work, I don't use it. Honestly.
I think that there's another segment emerging with technology as well.
No,
It's
hold on,
something we
and
spoke
just
about a few weeks
real
ago.
quick. That's only because I'm saying that only because cell phone cameras have gotten so much better lately to me. But go ahead.
I think there's another segment within the phone market that's emerging that people like me and people like Jay, where the value is intentionality, you know,
Mm,
where you have a product where you intend to use it for one thing. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
a phone camera is great for just like taking your average snaps. If you're like at the Christmas village and things like that, that's great.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. But if I'm taking landscape shots and things like that, I'm not using my phone camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not. That's okay for an average person, and I think that to a degree that there's value in addressing the phone skew so that it's like I was saying the other week when you got the Pixel 9a and the 16e where you just got one camera at the back that you can take your selfies
Right.
with and things like that.
Right.
That's great. That phone should be there for people like me,
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
with a better screen.
Well, you know what though, Sony makes a really good phone with professional software. The cameras that they use for this phone is awesome. What is it called though? It's a professional. It's a phone for a professional photographer with professional grade lenses or professional grade glass and software. I forgot what it's called. Let me look this up real quick. Here, but I do believe that they have a. Where can I look this up? But I do believe they have a really good phone that can do that, and that probably would placate some of the, or at least satisfy some of the people you're talking about who are more than high end. They're more on the high end of the photography scale, and they don't want to use a cell phone for everything. But if you have if you have a phone from a company that makes cameras, would that matter to you? I mean, because this phone has it has auto eye focus.
Are you talking about the Sony Xperia 1V?
There we go. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That phone
I don't know. I mean,
that phone is awesome. It's got auto eye detection. You can get some bokeh with it, some bokeh, pretty good bokeh effects with this particular lens that they have on there. Would that sway you any at all?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
All right.
Again, it's down to my mantra of like living with intention with my technology devices, because it's
Okay.
like I found at the ripe age of 48 years old now, it's like I don't want to surround myself with technology all the time. So it's like
Right.
if I'm out and about,
Uh-huh.
there is value in having a DSLR. There's value in slowing down, taking your time, and framing your shot. You don't do that with digital photography.
Good point. Good point.
You know?
I'm totally on board, and I'm totally with you on that one. All right, let's go ahead and get to this other point we got here on the thing here. Well, actually, that's the last point we need to make on there was talking about the Nothing phone. But going on to the next story we got here is going to be Claude AI for Chrome. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Claude AI for Chrome.
Yep. So Claude, Anthropic, coming from Anthropic. So we got Claude here. Chrome extension. So we got a Claude Chrome extension coming to Chrome that allows Claude to work as an AI agent. So this is not new, right? This is something we've all seen with AI agents from Google. We've seen with AI agents from OpenAI. We've also seen it with AI browsers themselves, like the Comet browser from Perplexity. So we've seen this kind of thing before. So this is not new, but this is Anthropic's like take on the AI agent, if you will. So I haven't used this. I don't know that it's one of those things that I would even consider using, just because like me and Owen have talked about on the show before, Claude is more of a enterprise AI solution, not more of a mainstream, and I don't really use I'm more of a mainstream dude when it comes to my AI use. But let's talk about some of the details here. So on Tuesday, the AI company Anthropic announced a pilot program for a version of Claude that can browse the web on the user's behalf, similar to AI chatbots, agents, and AI browsers like Comet, like we just talked about. The pilot will also be available to 1,000 members of the Claude Max plan, a subscription tier for power users that costs $200 a month. Now, you have to really want this to get it, but if you are all in on Claude, I think that this is a no-brainer almost. Anthropic says it's treading cautiously to address the safety and security risks. The biggest risk, according to Anthropic, is the prompt injection attacks. And if you don't know, these prompt injection attacks come from malicious actors that try to hide prompts inside emails, documents, and websites, and try to trick the model into doing something that it shouldn't do. Without safety mitigations applied, Anthropic said Claude fell prey to prompt injection attacks 23% of the time. I thought that was a pretty high number. I don't know about y'all, but 23% of the time, you are subject to some kind of attack, if it's happening at all, right? This has to be happening. You have to be targeted.
Good.
No, it's definitely not good, Owen. You have to be targeted, right? But still, it's just not a good number. Not a good number at all.
But again, that's like, oh, we failed 23% of the time, but you have to be targeted. No, brother, that's not no. That,
So listen, I like to think of this as a um I like to think of this as that's how I like to think about attacks, right? This is my thoughts on security. People are always up in arms about security. Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. A lot of the times, you have to be specifically targeted. This is not a blanket like thing. And if you have to be targeted, and 100% of the times of you being targeted, well, you know what though? Never mind, Owen. You're right. You're right. I'm changing the way I think about this because if I get attacked once, this means that there's a 23% chance that attack is going to get through. And that's not good. That's almost a quarter of the time. So that's not good. That's not good. So the targetedness of this wouldn't be as relevant. This wouldn't be as
it's
relevant.
I mean they're trying to mitigate it by saying, oh, we've improved it so that it only happens 23% on the time. On the other hand, it happens 23% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah. Not
huge
good.
margin.
Not good. Yeah. Yeah. Not good.
That's
Not good.
that's like saying I'm going on a date with my girl, but there's like a 1 in 4 chance of her getting pregnant. You don't want to take that risk. You don't want
Well,
to take
unless
that
you're
risk.
trying to.
Like,
Unless you're trying to. Then if you're trying, then
unless you're trying to, then
yeah.
but
All right, let's get on to this next part here. The thing is here also, they're restricting access to control of things like sending email and shopping to try to mitigate some of these risks that you're putting yourself at using this, I guess. But restricting access doesn't mean things aren't going to happen, but it's a precaution. So if you want to try this, though, yeah, you can sign up right now for the wait list and join Claude for Chrome pilot program 2 and day. So you're not in on this, huh, Owen?
I think
No.
they need more data to trade. No,
Mm, mm,
I want to try Claude more. Here's the thing, because I genuinely do believe that if Apple's going to make a play for anyone, it's
mm.
going to be Anthropic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I think that a good pipeline for them to bundle in like Anthropic and make that money back
Mm-hmm.
is to bundle in Claude or Siri or a Siri Pro model or
Well, they're going
whatever
to have to do
with
something. They're going to have to contract out
the
because they're too far behind now to play catch up.
they're going to use OpenAI for the meantime until they
Mm-hmm.
make their mind up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I can't see them buying OpenAI. Um,
Who?
but sorry,
We'll see.
I'm
We'll
just
see.
distracted by
No. We'll see. We'll
yeah.
go on to the next thing here. But going to the chat, we got you can shoot in so many different modes on phones today. If you use the Black Magic app, you can get full access to your phone's cam like you would set up your DSLR. And that's coming from Aaron. A very good point, Aaron. And like the phone we were just talking about, the Sony Xperia, you have autofocus controls. You have like I said, auto eye focus. Like, come on, what phone does that? So you get a lot of functionality in phones, and it's possible on a cell phone. Sony's doing it, and apparently, like Owen said, there's some software out there from third parties that will unlock your phone's ability to do certain things, or at the very least, put together a way for you to do more manual controls on your phone. I think that's great. BM says Leica M2 only for weddings. Ooh, my God, BM, Leica M2. Listen, I love Leica lenses. I love Leica cameras. They're just super expensive, man. But you're right. If I was shooting a wedding, I wouldn't accept any substitute. Good call, my bro.
I think this is the thing, if you just like into your photography, like
Mm-hmm,
in quotation marks, into your photography, then a phone's going to be fine and serviceable for you. But I think there's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people where it's like, yeah, I'll use my DSLR. I'm good. Like this is the perverse thing. You got people like you who are using a DSLR. There's a freaking webcam these days. Like,
That's my point. Yeah, see, that's why I said it's like even the baseline right now is DSLR level quality stuff, right? That's why Envato is offering that 4K cam with those manual features and those camera-esque
Mm.
features, right? I mean, and that's why it's so big with creators right now, because of that reason. I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you there. Going back to the chat, we got Mr. Mike says phone pictures are nowhere near what professional cameras can take. Absolutely, they're not in the same. They're not in the same they're not in the same ballpark at all. Two totally different things. But my feeling is a lot of the times good enough is good enough, especially when
I think I think that's the problem with the marketing, because you don't have good enough, good
well,
enough
I think you
for, and
do.
then sort of
I
like,
think
you know, it's
well, I think you do. I think in the market with come on, you look at Apple, the video that comes out of iPhones these days, the camera quality, whatever, but the video quality coming out of iPhones today with ProRes, like,
right,
oh, whew,
but
it's
you
good.
think about the
It's good.
technical, you think about the technical wizards that Danny Boyle had on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
28 years later
Awesome,
film crew
awesome movie, by the
that
way.
made those
Awesome movie.
that made those phones perform the way they did. Like, you're coming out of that, and it's like, oh, that looks fantastic. That's great. You all right? We're gonna film on that camera. You're just gonna be like, that
Oh yeah,
sucks.
no doubt. Listen, I think I wholeheartedly believe that when creators do things like what Danny Boyle did with 28 years later, is essentially they get bored with high tech. They get bored with the best you can get. And then they start going to some lo-fi way of doing it. And lo-fi is the new now. Like, if you think about it, people are buying old cameras now. They're buying old lenses now. People want that vintage look. And Danny Boyle using the iPhone, trying to get a more gritty look, because that's what it gives you. That's just and he's always gone after that look, in his film. So this is just something people, I think, are going towards today.
I think that's a wider conversation, because I think Danny Boyle, what he was trying to do was trying to capture the lightning in the bottle of what the original film looked like, and that film looks great in many respects, but like garbage in others, because
See, the thing
it's
is,
filmed on a
he
first
filmed
picture
that
camera
right. He
digitally.
filmed that with a digitally, yeah, but he also he filmed that on a specific Panasonic camera.
I thought
The
it was
D,
Sony.
I think it was a Panasonic
I thought it
cam.
was.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up. But regardless, it was definitely an older. It was definitely it wasn't a film cam. It wasn't even one of the newer digital cameras that these studios are using today. He intentionally chose the camera he chose because of the gritty look that he was.
It
But
was the
again, like I
Canon
said,
XL1.
so it was a Canon. There we go, Canon. Okay.
Yeah.
But so the thing is, he went for that particular look. But like I said, I think people are going for that retro look today in their in their
I think
purchases.
I think the trend is I think the trend that people are skewing back towards wanting the film look, because they've realized how sanitized the digital process is for filmmaking, for example. When you got Danny Boyle shooting on an iPhone, people say, yeah, okay, that looks great. But then you're looking at Christopher Nolan, and you're looking at the films that A24 are making, where they're still using pretty much exclusively 35mm film.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get that digitally, even
No, you
post
can.
processing. It
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
nowhere near.
But you know what though? I am a big proponent of film, so I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that, and I do agree also that you can't get the level of quality you can on a phone with or on the quality you get on a DSLR or even a mirrorless camera these days on a phone. So we are definitely in agreement on that. And I think the chat is in pretty much agreement on that as well, because everyone's like, yeah, you can't get that kind of quality on a phone. And don't get me wrong, you guys. I'm not saying that you can't get that you can get that kind of quality. I'm just saying that sometimes convenience trumps the alternative just because for convenience sake. But that's the thing there. Moving on to the next thing we got here.
I think it's. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead, Owen. Go ahead. We'll end it on.
I
We'll end
think
it on
it's
your comment.
I think it's the marketing, you know, where it's like they need to be more careful about how they put forward the market and be. I mean, it's like you know, but it's not like they can say you shouldn't use this for this phone camera if you want to do this. But if you're an OnlyFans model, you go right ahead. It's like does more than what you need.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
they can't. How do you advertise that? How do you advertise that it's good enough for this purpose, but not for this purpose? But I
Right.
think
Good point. Good point. Good point. So moving on to this next thing we got here is going to be weird interstellar comet. We're going to speed through this so we can get to our eInk news here. I know everyone's itching to talk about this remarkable thing, and I'm really itching to talk about it as well.
I have
Uh,
3 articles already.
God, that's what's up. Weird interstellar comet we got here. Let's look at that for a second. Can we pull that up? There we go. So here's what we got here for this particular story. So a visiting interstellar comet just keeps getting weirder. I'm not sure if you guys heard about this particular story here, but there's a comet called 3I slash Atlas, ATLAS, and it's the oldest interstellar comet ever discovered, potentially older than our solar system. But that's not what makes it unique. The unique part about it is it's the third of 3 similar asteroids that's come through our neighborhood recently. But this is bigger than all 3 and moving faster than all 3. And this is what's kind of like making news right now. So it was discovered by Atlas, the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Survey telescope on July 1st. One of the asteroids of 3 is the biggest of all 3, and it's moving faster than all 3, like I just mentioned. Double the speed of the other 2, actually. No gaseous trail as of yet. That could change the closer it gets to the sun. If you know about comets, the sun heats these cold rocks up and it burns off some of its layers of maybe water or gas that it has frozen up, and it releases that as gas, and it creates a tail on the comet. We haven't seen that just yet for this particular comet to analyze that tail, but that's another interesting thing about it is that it doesn't have a tail yet. Will pass us as we are on the opposite side of the sun. So this is another interesting aspect of this is that we won't get an up close view of this. It's going to pass us when we are literally on the exact opposite side of the sun when it passes through our solar system. So because of the brightness of the sun, we won't be able to get a really good look at it and analyze any of the spectroscopy from this particular event. But nonetheless, super interesting. I thought it was super interesting. I'm not sure if you guys heard about this, but I like any kind of story like this that talks about interstellar things happening. I just love it. I love interstellar stories, but keep an eye on this. This is going to be going on actually through October. So this is an event and a story that's going to continuously unfold, and I'll update us on these things as they happen. And that is all of the tech news. All right, really quick rando stuff to hit up on. Some quick notes. Apple event live stream. We're thinking about doing that, me and Owen. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. My trip to the gym store. Listen, I went to the gym store, you guys, as we talked about on yesterday's show, to try to find and test out materials for the Crystal Nib moving forward. So I'm just still testing things, getting materials in, testing durability, finding stronger materials out there that have the same properties so that we don't lose anything in the process. But man, I realized going to this gym store off the rip, this guy was really not trying to talk to me. He was really not. Like when I went there like last week to talk to someone, the representatives that were there was nice. His wife was really nice. Like they wanted to educate me on what was in there, which I thought is what should happen. Like when someone walks into a shop that has things that they don't know about, you would think the shop owner is like anxious to educate this person on what they have and what's good and what's not, and how these properties are better than these properties, and oh man, what's the best thing I have in here? Let me think about it. You know, like that's what I would think would happen. No, I'm talking to this dude. I immediately off the gate, like the vibes this dude was giving me was like, I really don't want to talk to you. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten that vibe from somebody. What are you saying, Owen?
I don't know if I can voice an opinion on this without getting my ass canceled.
No, you can't. No, you cannot. I know where you're going. No, you can't. We're not going there. We're not going there with this. But I catch what you're throwing though. But the thing was, this guy was just not trying to hear me. Like as soon as I walked in, it felt like this. It felt like the shop was full of representatives and his wife the day I was there. It felt like he sent them into the back while I came in. Was like, listen, everybody go into the back. And so it was just me and him. And it was just weird. He didn't feel like he wanted to talk. And I'm like, oh, so I'm trying to find this material, trying to find something that's harder than this. I'm showing him an example of what I have, showing him sample. I'm trying to find something harder than this, that do this thing and about this size. And, like what materials, do you have? And I'm excited. I went in there like a giddy school kid. Like I'm happy, excited. I'm surrounded by materials that I love, and I'm just like, oh, this is great. I feel so good. This is where I want to be. As soon as I opened my mouth, this dude's face told me everything I wanted to know. And I was like, okay, we're not getting anything done here. So long story short.
Guys like that.
Yeah, that was just, but you know what, Owen? Even my phone conversations with people in this particular industry have gone this way. So I don't want to judge the guy too harshly because this is just the reception I've been getting. And I just assumed it would be different because of the reception I got the previous week in being in there. He wasn't there though. He was at some kind of show, I guess. But yeah, it was weird. It was weird. But you know what though? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that
And
because
I think jewelers probably size people up by
they do.
Are you going to make them any money?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, which is fair enough. I mean, like,
that's why I said I don't judge it too harshly.
It's jewelers, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're in an industry that's probably the mentality you kind of have to have. And I get it. I mean, it's business, not personal. And I totally get that too. So no hard feelings towards the guy, but it was very enlightening. And I wasted my time. I had to drive out to Jersey for that trip. And if you guys know me, I don't like going to Jersey. I want to stay from that side of the bridge. But anyway, so that's how that went. I thought you
were in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, I'm in Philly. Mm-hmm. Yep. Big Philly.
As in New Jersey?
New Jersey. Yep. So I had to drive across the bridge. No, I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I had to drive across the Betty Ross Bridge to get to Jersey and take that trip. And I don't like being in Jersey. The traffic is crazy. Right, oh, sorry. All right. So Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania, the state. The city, Philadelphia.
Okay.
Is in Pennsylvania, the state. Pennsylvania, the state, is right next door to New York, the state.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And inside New York, the state, is also New York, the city, which a lot of people get confused because New York City is called New York and the state is called New York. So it's like New York, New York. You know what I mean?
No, I thought Philadelphia was much further away from New York, which was like New Jersey.
Oh, no.
Dude, how far are you driving?
No.
An idea for that. You might want to talk to a geologist or a gemologist or something.
Well, see, that's what
have a better idea and more time than a jeweler.
That's the problem with this particular subsection of geology, if you will, is that all of these guys are lapidaries, and they also are jewelers. They're all jewelers, but they all like work in lapidaries, which is just like a fancy name for a jeweler's shop, I guess.
Yeah.
So the thing is, anytime you start talking about gemstones, you're going to be dealing with a jeweler on the smaller level. What's weird about this, Owen, is that I've had more success dealing with huge corporations than I've had dealing with small mom and pop like jeweler shops. Go figure. Like companies love me. Like I'm talking, like I got a couple relationships with a couple companies right now, and I have no problem talking to them. They give good suggestions. They're trying to educate me on things. They're doing what I thought the small mom and pop shop would do. But the small mom and pop shops, they're like, no, we want no parts of this.
A corporation has an office that's dedicated to being able to answer those questions specifically, whereas a mom and pop shop, they're worried about the bottom line all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a corporation is like, you can phone them up and you can pick their brains for something, and they're usually quite happy to engage because
that's what I've been finding, but that was not what I expected at all. But yeah, moving on from that though. So I went there, and that's the kind of reception I got there. But so I didn't get pictures. So I'm saying all of this because I didn't get pictures. I wanted to show off some pictures of the minerals that I saw, and give people some idea of what I'm thinking about going next. But I didn't get a chance to take any pictures because, like I said, as soon as I realized this guy was not trying to talk to me, and then I had to correct him. I, never correct someone who thinks they're right. Okay, if you don't care, never correct someone who thinks they're right. So we're talking about hardness, and I'm like, I understand the difference between hardness and toughness. We actually was talking about toughness, how tough something is, and I'm like, there's a difference between toughness and hardness. He wasn't trying to qualify that, so when I brought him up on, I'm like, dude, there is a difference, and do you have anything? So I'm trying to get to the bottom line here, like, do you have anything that's harder than this, or tougher than this? And because it's a difference, and that infuriated me a little bit. And after that point, I was just like, okay, this is over, and I had to leave. But
What about
yeah.
lab-grown diamonds?
Yeah, they do. They have synthetic sapphire as well, but they're still expensive as crap. Lab grown and synthetic stuff, still super expensive. I've looked into it a little bit, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, moving on from that. Last rando thing. I think about. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about canceling replays for the live streams. Like if you are here for the live stream, just like here for the live stream. But I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that. If there's any feelings, throw it in the comments, throw it in the chat. I'd be up for hearing that. Moving on down to the eInk stories of the day. So we got a few. What?
Check your articles.
Oh yeah. My bad, Owen. My bad. Holy crap. Okay, let's look at some viewer articles here. So Owen's has some articles that we need to check out and at the very least look at. I think they're in my. There we go. Okay. So the first thing we got up here. I wonder where this goes. Let's see if we can open this up in a tab that opens up in the screen that we'll just copy it. We'll copy and paste.
That's not one of mine.
This isn't.
Do you want me to make suggestions? Do you want me to make suggestions first and then?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right.
OpenAI admits ChatGPT safeguards failed during extended conversations.
Oh.
Which kind of ties into the Claude thing, actually.
The Claude thing?
Yeah, the 23%. So ChatGPT allegedly provided suicide encouragement to a teen after moderation safeguards failed. OpenAI published a blog post on Tuesday titled "Helping People When They Need It the Most" that addresses how its ChatGPT AI assistant handles mental health crises following what the company calls recent heartbreaking cases of people using ChatGPT in the midst of acute crises. The post arrives after the New York Times reported that a lawsuit filed by Matt and Maria Rain, whose 16-year-old son Adam died by self-termination.
Oh, I remember this. Okay. I remember
after
this.
extensive interactions with ChatGPT, which Ask covered extensively in a previous post. According to the lawsuit, ChatGPT provided detailed instructions, romanticized self-termination methods, and discouraged the teen from seeking help from his family, while OpenAI system tracked 377 messages flagged for self-harm content without intervening. ChatGPT is a system of multiple models interacting as an application. In addition to an AI model like ChatGPT 4.0 or ChatGPT 5 providing the bulk of the outputs, the application includes components that are typically invisible to the user, including a moderation layer, another AI model, or a classifier that reads the text of ongoing chat sessions. That layer detects potentially harmful outputs and can cut off the conversation if it veers into unhelpful territory.
So this is the story about the kid who committed suicide, and how old was he? I think he was like
16.
16. And 16. Yeah. So and it turns out that it was in part due to a conversation he was having with OpenAI's chatbot. That's interesting. I saw that, but I wasn't sure about the details on this. So what is your take on this, Owen? How do you feel about it?
It's difficult because in a way it's demanding that we place more safeguards on on AI.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we need a more emotionally intelligent companion that can read the room, kind of. But how do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah.
that with the AI in it,
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, this is the thing. I mean, this kid, as sad as this is, this speaks testament to his ingenuity, that he knew how to get around the safeguards
Mm-hmm.
that the OpenAI have in place for ChatGPT to get it to help him. Like, they should be studying that data.
Well,
They should be.
I I honestly think that this is going to spark a lot of conversation. I honestly think that it's going to spark a lot of debate. This won't get swept under the rug for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think this will
think
start.
it's.
I think this will spark a lot of conversation.
I think it's going to become more relevant because people are really forming parasocial relationships with their AI companions.
Oh, agreed,
You,
agreed.
you know,
And I think like I was talking about on the show where I was talking about AI and the elderly. I think there's a place for it, right? And I think especially
I think.
with the elderly, as long as it's being managed, I think that is a excellent use for AI chatbots. Because they've shown studies that say that the cognition improves with the continued outlet
Yeah,
for conversation. The elderly are more independent because of it. So I think there's some benefits to having it. Just we just got to get the reins on it. You know what I mean?
we're not quite at AGI yet, but the thing is that the potential for an AI companion to be things for, like, for someone with dementia, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I know how difficult that can be, where, as a carer, you can lose your patience with someone with dementia, and that's okay.
Right.
But having an AGI there, or having anything approaching that can pr- prompt and remind someone who suffers from dementia to do certain things, to engage and things like that, without
and to
ever
not
losing
get
patience.
upset, and to not have
Yeah,
any emotion towards it. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah, yeah.
To be that compassionate, but neutral nurse that people like that need.
Agreed, agreed.
What it gives the carer time and patience to get away, to be able to be more caring towards their charge. On the
Okay.
flip side of this, I was reading something on Reddit yesterday. Like, this guy was asking for advice because he's going through a divorce, because his wife saw him unloading on his ChatGPT companion about
Mm-hmm.
his marriage.
Well, yeah. I mean, see, the thing is, it's going to be a tool that everyone's going to use. I don't see this as bad. I see anytime people can talk more and get their feelings out more and get more understanding about things, it's good, as long as it's done in a responsible way. As long as the tools that we're using to do it aren't aren't leading us down the wrong path. You know what I mean? And who's to say what that wrong path is until it happens, right? But I do believe that this is a net positive for humanity as a whole. I do believe that we're going to have to get a handle on
See,
it,
this is
but
this
it's a
is
net
where the need
positive.
for medical this is where the need for medical data comes in, because I think that we need to strike a balance with how we access medical data. Like, we can anonymize it or whatever, but
Hmm.
I think that training a model that learns from experiences from psychoanalysts, psychiatrists, psychologists, and therapists, so that it knows how to respond to these situations, might be the way to go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
honestly.
think that I think a medical AI is probably the next step,
Hmm.
especially with how dependent people are getting.
We're already there.
It's
Medical AI is happening right now. I've read many stories where they're implementing AI into regimens. Doctors are like using notebook LM style programs to input medical records into and give them insight into patients before they get there. These are things that's happening already, and I do like I said, net positive. I just think we're going to have to obviously get a handle on it. But Owen, let's go on to some eInk stories, because I know everyone's waiting to talk about eInk here, and we'll come back around. We'll circle back
all right.
to the rest of these tech stories. But let's go ahead and
I'm
hit
going
the
to
eInk
mute so you
topics
can
up.
talk to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about these eInk topics we got to check out here today. And like I said, I'm excited to talk about these things. The first thing we got up is going to be about, first thing, let's go to the chat because we haven't gone to the chat in a while. Let's do that real quick. Going to the chat, we got blah, 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 blah. But you need to know what you're doing to use these setups. And that was a comment from Aaron when we were talking about cameras and cell phones, how cell phones aren't as good as cameras. In my opinion, I use a phone for almost everything unless I have to use a camera. But I agree with everyone. They're not as good, hands down. I just do it for the convenience. And you do have to, and the downside is you do have to know how to use these cameras too. And that's another thing. That's another barrier for a lot of people who want to use cameras is like, their phone is in their pocket. They don't know how to use a camera, but they know how to use their phone. Convenience. But yeah, so let's go to the more chat here. Sounds like this guy was doing some profiling. It says Aaron. Like, I don't take it as that, Aaron. And Aaron, this is a response to my run-ins with jewelers lately. They've all been that way, even on the phone. So, I mean, I sound like a rod, right? But I mean, even on the phone, it's been this kind of reception. So yeah, you know, I chalk it up as this is just jewelers being jewelers, and I've never had to go see a jeweler. I don't have any jewelry. So, and I don't wear jewelry. So, I mean, I've never talked to jewelers before. This is my first time. And if you're not expecting to, if you're not buying from them, you're trying to get information, they're not as welcoming. So, I could have been buying from them. We could have made some money together. I don't know, but whatever. More chat. We got No, keep the replays, says Aaron. Aaron says keep the replays. Any reason to cancel replays? Any views are better than none. No, says Duroc. My reason for saying I'm considering quitting the replays is because I don't. Just to say this to you guys too, just to give you a look in behind the curtain and into the logic of this brain. I don't make money off of live streams. Like, my videos make money on YouTube, the videos I make, and I haven't been making very many videos lately. So, like, YouTube is not really how I make money. So, and live streams, doubly so. So I make no money on live streams unless there's a super thanks or a super chat mixed into the fray. But as far as just like from viewership and advertising, no, that's not how the live streams work. That's why I don't mind playing music on my live streams, because I don't care if I get a copyright strike. I'm not making any money off this anyway. So that would be my reason, because it doesn't. The replay doesn't benefit me any. It benefits the viewership because people get a chance to see who weren't there during the live streams. But for me, it's not a benefit or a negative for me to have or not have. But I thought I can create some exclusive content by just having a live with no replays. That would instantly make all of the live streams exclusive, which opens up some other opportunities. It opens up opportunities to monetize. How about that? If it's exclusive in that way. But if it's replayable and it's just because I don't mind keeping it that way. Because like I said, I don't do the live streams to make money. I do the live streams for fun. This is just like something I like doing in the morning. I'm reading these stories anyway to share them and talk to you guys about them. And in case of, Owen coming on and other people coming on to have some discourse. That's why I do it. I don't. So yeah. So that's why I would cancel the replays, because it's for you guys, and which is why I ask if it's something that you guys like and you guys will watch, then I'll leave it as it is. But if people are like, I don't, and the replay numbers are super low too, so I'm like, what's the point? But if the point is you guys like the replays, that's good enough for me. We're keeping them. So, when most people are 70 IQ, that says it all. AI will outsmart these people, make people with 145 IQ predators. Ooh. BM going hardcore today. Morning, BM. Drock, issue with that promise of AI. We've already seen it happen in social media. Promise was free. Exchange of ideas actually is harsh extremes. CX. AI needs psychological oversight. It does. And guardrails. But how do how do we do that? That's going to be the next hurdle here. What guardrails? How do we enforce those guardrails? It's AI. Like, yeah. So anyway, moving on here to real eInk stories we got here. So the first thing I want to talk about is the big thing, the Remarkable. What do we think the Remarkable is going to come out with, you guys? Do we think the Remarkable is coming out with a new color device? No. Do we think they're coming out with a new black and white device? Bingo. All right. So for those who don't know, when Remarkable came out with the Remarkable Paper Pro, it was just called the Remarkable Paper for a long time. Like before they launched, before they launched. Oh no, I'm lying. My bad. That was my own speculation. I'm sorry. I assumed that it would be called the Remarkable Paper, but when they named it the Remarkable Paper Pro, I thought, okay, they're clearly going to come out with a paper. Just Apple and Remarkable are so similar in how their marketing is. Even their design is a lot similar. You know what I mean? The metal, similar. So Apple basically came in late, have to replay the nothing phone sequence. So I guess the replays are staying. People are using the replays real time. So yeah. So my thing is, I thought if they make a Pro, where's the paper? Remarkable is going to make a paper. This is the device they're going to talk about on the September 3rd. It's going to be the Remarkable Paper. It's going to replace the Remarkable 2. I'm telling you right now what it's going to be. I know this. This is not even. But the question is that all? Is that all that's going to be? But I definitely think it's going to be the Remarkable Paper, a replacement for the Remarkable 2. Could the dimensions be different? Bigger, maybe? I think it's going to be bigger. I think they may go with the same 11.8 inch screen as they have in the Remarkable Paper Pro. Smaller Remarkable Paper, thinner. When I say smaller, same dimension screen wise, I think, just thinner. And it's going to be a better device than the Remarkable Paper Pro, 100%. The Remarkable Paper is going to put the Remarkable Paper Pro to shame. In my opinion, I really do believe this. BM says, I agree. Or Owen says, I agree. Oh, that was late. That was different. That's what I think, you guys. So Remarkable Paper is coming on September 3rd. It's going to replace the Remarkable 2. They'll still sell the 2. It's doing great. You know what? Never mind. You know what? I don't think they will, because I think having the 2 on the market after that will cannibalize some of the sales for the paper. So I think they get rid of the Remarkable 2. Sad to say, and I think they replace it with the Remarkable Paper, and I think that's coming September 3rd. Ideas, thoughts. Does anyone agree with me? Am I crazy? What are we thinking? Let me know, chat. Aaron says, do I have it already? I don't have a Remarkable Paper. They don't tell me things. They just send me stuff out of the blue. I don't know if I have anything in the mail today. I don't know. Will it be EMR? Yes, Aaron, it will be EMR. Remarkable Paper. EMR, it will not be it won't be the active stuff. It will be EMR. What else
Remarkable.
we got?
Talk about it, just let me switch to Android.
They have. Owen's still upset at Remarkable for not having Android. Owen's going to be disgruntled for that forever. So we got to expect that, chat. I agree, and yes, you're crazy. Oh boy. Listen, I sometimes you got to be a little crazy. You know, sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, just sometimes. I know you have it now. I never said I have it. Are you trying to get me NDA stricken? I don't have anything. I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth, Aaron. Hav says screen specs.
You're allowed to say you have the product. You're just not allowed to review it.
Why are you guys trying to get me in trouble here? What are you talking about?
Saying, you're not gonna get into trouble to say, by the way, I have the latest product, but I can't talk about it yet.
That would be the definition of getting myself in trouble, Owen, and it would be a lie. So I can't do that.
So he just disclosed that he doesn't have it.
No, I don't. I do not have it. I don't have it. So there you go.
I do not have it. I do
not. Aaron says, "Oh, Hav, thanks for joining, Hav. Good morning. I don't have screen specs, Hav. But you know what? I'll speculate though. I was right about Gallery being on the Remarkable Paper Pro. I don't know if you guys remember. I made a video about my speculation for what the new Remarkable would be. I knew it would be a bigger color device, and they use Gallery. I said it all in the video. It's documented. I'm pretty good.
Android.
Say it again.
Switch to Android.
No,
I understand.
They can't. They have to be unique. This like, you know what? If they went, they'll never do it. You know why? Because Apple would never go with Windows. That's why they'll never go with Android. They're too much like Apple.
Did you just do the Wookiee defense on me?
I did. It's okay, Owen. It's okay. It's all right. So what do we got here in the chat? Mr. Mike says there's a lot of guilt in his voice. He definitely has one. What are you talking about? I'm coming to visit next week. I will get the wife to bring a vegan dish. That's what's up. Any vegan dish is fine with me. Any vegan dish. Except for avocado. On toast. No, I can't. All right. What else we got here? Mike says there's a lot of guilt. No, there's not. There's no guilt in this voice. I don't have it. Carter 1300.
All the time.
Oh yeah. It will be Carter 1300 though. I guarantee it's Carter 1300. Paper, Remarkable Paper, Carter 1300. You can't say that. We can't talk about that. What can we qualify? Same operating system. That's a no-brainer, right? Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Same operating system. What else we got? I think, you know what? All metal. We're going to go with all metal. Same surface as the Remarkable Paper Pro. Same writing surface as the Remarkable Paper Pro. Different color, though. The metal is going to be a different color. If you notice, the Remarkable Paper Pro, slight rose, goldy kind of color. This is going to be all gray. Gray metal. No color shades to it. Just a gray. Maybe a darker gray, but just gray. That's it. What do we got? Any ideas about what you guys think it might be? Like I'm saying what I think it might be, and I'm sure I'm pretty good on this, but it might not be a paper. It could be something else. Could we imagine something else? A different color device, Kaleido 3 maybe? I don't know.
I'm gonna laugh if it's just an announcement to raise prices.
You know, yeah, that would be funny. You know what I also think is, should happen? It's not going to happen during this event. I also think that they should make Connect free. Just say, you know what? Free Connect for everybody. They're never going to do that.
This is the other thing. The subscription thing is kind of a deal breaker for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a deal breaker for a lot of people, and that's a hindrance for me on some occasions when I don't have Connect, until I need Connect, and then I spring for it for the month because I'm not going to pay for the year, but I'll pay for the month when I need it. I don't need it all the time, but it's bad.
I'm so burned out on subscriptions. This is the thing. I mean, it's like others, like you use Apple devices, you want money. And I'm like, dude, you think I have money by spending it? Like,
whoa.
No.
No, I agree with that. In the chat, we got Hav says, is Manta and Boox still going to be king?
While using Android, sure.
Yeah. I believe that. I believe it.
They're an
I
open
don't think
system.
Remarkable's going to. I don't think Remarkable's
It gives
going
them
to.
infinitely more extensibility. I mean, this is the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Remarkable shut themselves out of a lot of market. They do beautiful products. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
This is like where they have a comparison to Apple. The problem is that
Absolutely.
by the fact that they just lock it down with their own Linux subsystem, it knocks them out of the race for a lot of things because you can't install apps and you can't do things the way that you can do with the books. That was entirely the reason I chose my Boox Tab XC,
Yeah.
because it runs on Android. I
Oh,
can
we're
read
going to
my
talk about
comic
that
on that
too.
thing.
We're going to talk about the Tab XC. So hold on to those Tab XC thoughts too, because we're going to talk about those
Okay.
comparisons in a little bit. But yeah, so back to the chat. We got, I think we went over this already, but Javier says Carter 1300. Yes, Carter 1300 for sure. Manta Boox going to be king. Manta and Boox still going to be king for the same reason Aaron below just said, but it's still limited in what they can do. Exactly. So it's going to run the same operating system, right, as the Remarkable. So it's not going to move. It's not even going to move itself past Viwoods. Do you know what I mean? So no, I don't think this is going to be something that's going to move the needle for them as far as they're like bringing people over to Remarkable that didn't like them before. No, the Remarkable paper won't do that. It's not going to. This Remarkable paper is not going to convert you if you don't like Remarkable already. Okay, that's not what it's going to do. It's just going to be an update for a device that's getting really long in the tooth.
I'm kind of curious how long it's going to be before Amazon starts taking notice of eInk devices and starts sort of like expanding the product line so it competes more directly with things like Boox and Remarkable. Like their Scribe series is actually quite good. Like I bought one for my mum. For what she needs it for like note taking and things like that, it's a good solid product.
Oh yeah.
I'm just wondering when they're going to expand that product line so that you have a 13.3-inch model that undercuts both Boox and Remarkable.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I think they're going to
looking at.
I think they're going to do that at some point. I think they're going to do that at some point. 13.3-inch model.
So?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Then again, let me take that back. No, they wouldn't do that because it's too close to the 11.8-inch they have already.
Do you think Kobo would?
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely. A Kaleido 13.3-inch, because that would be more attractive to me because Amazon's approach to DRM, which I'm decidedly against, is very anti-consumer. Like, I like to own my products. This is the thing about me. I like to own my stuff. It's like, and the thing that I dislike intensely about Apple, about Apple as well, actually, but Amazon is that when you buy something off of them, you're leasing it.
Oh yeah.
And when they started changing the thing about your books, I downloaded all my books from Amazon. I stripped the DRM out of them and uploaded them to Google Books because at least there it's open.
Right.
Good.
I mean, good point. I mean, I don't think that Remarkable plays in that whole realm. You know what I mean? But at the same time, and also, I mean, this could play into the fact that they're not using Android. But I do like the fact that because they're not relying on Android. There's nothing there to pull from. Everything has to be unique. I think I've said that a couple times on the show too. Like their UI is super unique, and I like that about them. And I think that if they were Android based, I don't think that it would be such a unique system or intuitive for that matter. Let's go to. Let me bring up some chat real quick before we go on, Owen. As much as we complain about what it does, a lot of people find value in what Remarkable does, says Aaron. I agree with that. Again, I always say the Remarkable is for the mainstream, for the most amount of people, and that remains true because us techies, we're a really small part of the market, and people who want extended features are a really small part of our already small market. Remarkable captures the most people because it's the simplest to use, and there is supreme value in having a system that is just easy to use. You can pick it up. Like I would not give a a Supernote to someone who had never used eInk before. I would never give a Boox product to someone who had never used eInk before as their first device. But would I give them a Remarkable? Absolutely. I would hand anybody who's never dealt with eInk before, and I wouldn't, with the express intention of not saying anything at all, just handing the device to them and saying, "Here, you can use this." I feel confident I wouldn't have to tell them how to use it.
So when I was factoring in my purchasing decision between the Tab XC and the Remarkable, a big thing for me was that I had every intent to just use my eInk device to read comics. That's all I want it for. It gets very light use.
Which is a common and high use case. Yeah.
Yeah. What I didn't like about Remarkable, which was the deal breaker for me, it was that they choose what extensions you can easily use on their product.
And give me an example.
Counter to my inside. Comics. Like, I cannot read a CBR or CBZ file or Z file, as you guys call
Okay,
it,
so
on Remarkable.
So I see what you're saying. So they don't accept as many file formats.
No.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I thought you were saying
Like,
they accept those file formats, but they just didn't work very well.
No. In order for me to read a comic on Remarkable, I have to go through converting it from a comic book file format into a PDF.
Gotcha.
Which is it's not the end of the world, but it's inconvenient.
Right. Right. At the very least.
I didn't buy an e-ink device to be inconvenienced. That's my fundamental thing. That's the thing I like about Apple. It's not an inconvenience to me. Like, everything just works, and I can do things as I want to. I can't do that with the Remarkable. I can do things like put certain documents onto a Remarkable device with steps. With my Boox device, I'm just like, okay, I'll just put that. I'll just,
because a lot of the stuff is native.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the nativity, yeah. So back to the chat, we got Aaron says, when you look at what the overall purpose of my prediction is that it would be a 13.3-inch device with the same crap software, says Mike. It would definitely have the same crap software if you think the software is crap. I don't think the software is crap. I think it's very intuitive. I think it's a little bit, it doesn't have all the features I need, but for most people, I think it's a good selection of tools there. But I agree, it's going to have the same software. The Rock says, yep, Remarkable of the size that it's an incremental change. Example, the latest iPhone update converted many Android users. Probably not too incremental. That's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. Aaron also says, when you look at what the overall purpose of e-ink as a paper replacement, Remarkable might be the best example of that on the market. 100%, Aaron. 100%. It might be the best example of just a paper replacement on the market. Boox and Supernote have turned into much more than paper replacements for just pure note taking, and generally Remarkable might be the best. And that's you've said what I've been trying to say, Aaron. That you put it perfectly. I appreciate that. Just as a paper replacement, it might be the best thing. That's it. And everything. All the other platforms are building on that paper replacement foundation and becoming much more than a paper replacement. I agree with that assessment wholeheartedly. How about you, Owen? Do you see that the same? The Remarkable being a really good paper replacement, but not the best note taking e-ink tablet.
I don't know.
The Remarkable hater says, I don't know. Listen, that's a good start.
See, here's the thing. I mean, the one that I've been looking at in terms of e-ink recently is Sony's digital paper.
Okay.
Because it kind of like aesthetically, it looks pleasing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sony is one of these people who've been in the game for a while too. I'm not sure who they use for the technology though, or if they're making it themselves.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they were doing it themselves.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, just Sony.
Yeah, but like, I'm sort of, I'm an old man yelling at the clouds kind of thing when it comes to Remarkable. Because it's like, I think if you gave me a device to play with for 6 months, I would play with it. And then I'd come back to you 6 months later, and I would I would pull up a list of exactly what I don't like about it and what needs to be improved. And the top thing is that the OS I don't think makes it accessible to a lot of people.
Right. Right.
I
And I think differently about the operating system. I think it makes it accessible to the most amount of people.
How so?
It's just because it's so intuitive. It's so
Don't say intuitive.
it is intuitive. It is.
Mm.
Not only is it intuitive, I think it's super efficient as well. They only give you what you need to get your paper writing and your paper replacement going. They don't give you
But
anything
that's
else.
I guess this is where the ethos changes between us because I don't like any company telling me what I need.
It's very Apple-ish. How are you an Apple fanboy and you're saying you don't want a company telling you what you need? That's literally what Apple
Because
does.
Apple doesn't. Because Apple doesn't.
What?
Apple doesn't. Apple
Holy
absolutely
Owen.
doesn't.
I
With my
can't believe you
iPhone,
said that.
hold on. No. With my iPhone, I can sideload things. I don't have that problem. I can put any app I want on my iPhone, on my iPad, or Mac operating system. I can disable system integrity protection if I really need to. I can do whatever I want with my products with Apple. The only difference is that I need to know how to do that, so I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. You know,
Oh,
the
quick in the
difference.
comment.
The difference.
Just real quick in the
Sorry,
comment
go
says,
ahead.
I think the two finger tap is the best option for undoing. Agreed, Dr. Ling. Over scribble, erase, and swipe bar. I don't know about I don't know if all right. We'll talk about that. Go ahead, Owen. I just wanted to get that comment out there.
I With my Apple Pencil Pro, I've got it programmed to double tap to erase.
That's nice. That is nice.
Yeah.
Um,
So if I don't like it, I just double tap and it's gone. It's gone. I I think that that's my fundamental thing with Remarkable. It's like it's great that they're working on the same OS, but it doesn't have the app ecosystem
yeah.
that a
And that's
lot of
another
people would
thing.
find attractive.
Yep, that's another thing. The app. So it's I guess it's a number of things. It's the apps, right? It's the or the lack thereof. It's the lack of features that some people come to expect on these eInk devices. Even though if you're just looking for a paper replacement, it definitely does the job. We got Dr. Ling here in the chat says over scribble, erase, and swipe bar. We got that, but they're all pretty close in terms of efficiency. That's my problem with the double tap. That it's not that I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's a great feature and I love it. It requires me to stop writing and to do something and then start writing again. With a scribble, I never stop writing. I mess up something. My writing gesture is the correction, and I'm still writing. And then I go write. I never stop writing in that case. So to me, the scribble wins in efficiency. But button to pen is probably the best option. You're right. Because then I could just tap the button. Bam, I'm done with it. Do the stroke erase as long as it's stroke erase. You got to have that. The Remarkable is the same.
Interesting.
What's that?
Yeah. The Remarkable is the same exact experience for everyone. That is the one argument I can make in favor of the Remarkable. See, I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that homogeneous nature. Like, I should be able to customize my writing experience to exactly how I want it to be.
Well, I mean, you don't get those kind of options on Remarkable. You do get way more pen options and customizations and things like that on other devices for sure.
I mean, this is the thing. Is essentially, I mean, it's like if you're just basically looking to give someone a basic bitch experience for an e-ink device, doesn't that lend to the idea that you just get them a Kindle or a Kobo?
Yeah, it could definitely. But yeah, just finishing up this little thing. I think that's super. I think the Remarkable is a really good option for anybody looking for a paper replacement. And like Aaron said, it's probably the best option if you're looking just for a plain paper replacement. And what I think is coming on the third, Remarkable paper device. I'm going to say Carter 1300, same 11.8 inch screen as the Paper Pro, thinner than the Paper Pro, but the same kind of, it's going to be the same form factor, but thinner, different color metal. Same friction on the screen. Now, I do think it's EMR, but we'll see. I hate it too, but this is but it is its niche. Yeah, update it to Scribble definitely makes it considerable for first place. Update to Scribble definitely makes it considerable for first place. Yeah, definitely. Apple is coherence across all items and FaceTime. Oh, the continuity. FaceTime and family members. I like that. Remarkable, same exact experience for everyone. That is the one argument I could make in favor of the Remarkable. Yeah, definitely. Everyone says the same about it. Like for better or worse, it's the same experience, and I do appreciate that as well. Moving on to the next eInk topic we got is going to be, man, the eInk is going to take an hour. The tech took an hour to chat. We can't. Someone explain Supernote digest feature to me, please. Do we? If anyone's left here in the chat, if you're still here, kudos to you. Listen, let's take the applause. If you're still here, an hour and a half in, you deserve applause. You guys are the greatest. We went on long. I thought this was supposed to be a concise show. We went super long, but we're doing it.
We need to do a weekly podcast or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. Listen, we definitely have to get together on getting this one podcast idea we were talking about underway. But yeah, so
I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'll leave you to it.
All right, man. Take care, dude.
Later, man.
Thanks for joining me, Owen. So thanks for Owen for joining the show here. I really appreciate his time and his expertise in this area here. Lastly, we're going to talk about Supernote Digest. If there's anyone left here that can explain Supernote Digest to me, please do. Owen really dragging things out. Listen, Owen will turn a show into a show, okay? I'm looking for some explanation. If anybody got a good explanation for me, I looked at their video. They did. It's not good. I want someone to explain it to me. I may have to wait for Ed to make a video on this, and that would be kind of good. What else we got here? Plastic nib options. Any options on that? Any talk about a plastic nib options? Do you guys have a plastic nib option that's not the palm nib that is just a regular palm that comes with the lammies, or a regular like standard felt that just happens to be plastic? If anybody knows of a different type of plastic nib, let me know. Leave it in the comments if you're watching the replay there. I guess we're going to keep in. Throw it in the comments there. Throw it in the chat if you're still here, and let me know how you feel about that. I really do believe that there should be a plastic option if there aren't any. So you guys let me know if you found any good plastic nib options for standard EMR styli. Throw it in the chat. Let's get the conversation going. Wacom1 says, Mr. Mike. I think that uses the same nib as the it's not standard though. The Wacom 1 nib is not standard. Aaron says the digest's biggest advantage is the use of app scan function. Dr. Grip has a different plastic, I think. I think they're all the same Norris Digital Jumbo nibs, which aren't standard. So the Norris Digital Jumbo, the Wacom 1, and I think the Pilot Dr. Grip. I'm not sure. I got to check that out. Yeah, the tip is not standard size. I don't think the length of it is standard size either. And that's the problem with that. Buck, how's it going? I'll second Wacom. The Wacom felt feels great. Next best thing to ceramic crystal, maybe. Oh, okay. Wacom. Well, I like the Wacom. All right, so the Wacom nib may not be the same one in the Norris because the Norris is hollowed out and has rubber in it. But the shape is the same. So the one that's in the Wacom 1 may not have the rubber core like the Norris Digital Jumbo does. Same with the Dr. Grip Pilot, the Pilot Dr. Grip. So I'm interested to see how that goes. But the digest feature, Aaron says, the Supernote Digest feature, biggest advantage is the use of the app scan function. I don't know what that is, so I'll have to look into that, Aaron. But if it's like app scan features, I'm with it. I got to see how I can work that into my workflow, but I'm super interested in learning about the digest because I've never thought about using the digest before. But I noticed that I can use the digest in notes now, which makes it something I may start to use because I'm all about the notes features on these apps. Everything Supernote Digest allows you to do now. Boox has let you do things for a while. Okay, so Aaron is saying these things that the digest lets you do, Boox devices have been doing for a while now. With use of reading notes and a Neo reader. Okay, cool. But I don't think you get a digest in your notes on the Boox platform. I haven't found one. If you know of anything like that on the Boox platform, Aaron, let me know. Ed says it's not true. It's so much better than everything else. Ed will say it's not true. It's so much better than everything else. Listen, you're not gonna convince Ed of anything. You can just you can put your opinion out there to Ed, let him shoot it down, and you just kind of let it have to be at that because you're not gonna convince Ed of anything. Once Ed has an opinion, that's the opinion for life. Everything Supernote Digest allows you to now, blah, 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 blah. Agreed. Kind of like the feel of the rubber core, but it wears too quickly. Yeah. And that's the problem with the rubber core. It's not precise for one, and it wears really quickly. And then you're left with the hole that feels weird. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So but like I said, I'll use the digest. I'll get back. And the reason I say this because I don't know if you guys saw this video right here. Do I have it here? So I was looking at this video right here.
We often find ourselves just collecting information.
I'm like
highlighting, underlining.
This video showed
links.
me nothing.
But how much of that becomes our own?
The camera is so far away from the screen, so I don't have any context to what's going on, and like, you know what I'm saying? This is terrible. So I'm like, okay, I didn't learn anything watching that video, and I'm like, okay, I need the chat to explain to me what's going on with it. Thanks, Aaron, for giving me the heads up on one of the big advantages there. I'll check that feature out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. So Ed does have a Boox device, which I never thought I'd see. Yeah, he does. Ed's got the Vywoods. Ed's got a couple Boox devices, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron says, I don't need a digest in my notes app because you can bring in your data with the tools in the Neo reader. I don't know why I wanted to use digest in the notes app. I don't know what it would do for me. I just noticed that you could do it, which was interesting to me. David at Tablet Tech has a decent video on the digest features if you haven't seen it already. No, I haven't, Dr. Ling. I'm going to check that out after we get done here. Thank you. Hobbs says, Vywoods does better videos, also Boox. Absolutely. Ed does use Boox devices. Yeah. He said Ed doesn't use Boox devices. We're talking about Ed over from Organize to Change. He used to be a Supernote only channel, but now he's opened himself up to other devices. But he's just shooting them all down. And I mean, he's not wrong in the sense of, the Vywoods there. It's definitely third in the pack. What else we got here? Tab Ultra C Pro or Note Air 4C. What do we got? We were talking about that in the Discord. There was some discourse in the Discord going back and forth about the differences between those two devices. Are they the same machine? One's just newer than the other. Does one serve a different market than the other does? Which one's better? I don't know. I wish I did know. I don't have either of those devices to be able to tell you guys, which is why I want some information on them. I have no need for the Tab XC. I don't have a need for a color device that I can't. I mean, I have no need for an eInk device I can't write on, and without a writing surface on it, and it being non-Wacom, I did not. I can't do that, but I do want to see what people think out there as far as the differences, and maybe we can talk about that on tomorrow's show. Because we're coming up on 2 hours here. That might be a topic for tomorrow's show. I might have to save that for tomorrow's show. We'll definitely have to save that for tomorrow's show, you guys. What else we got here on the docket? I think that's it. We'll save that XC tab. What's that? What is the tab? Oh boy, what were they? Oh, the Tab Ultra. Jesus, how was I forgetting the Ultra? The Tab Ultra C Pro. Against the Tab XC. Ed's going to kill me for this take, but Ed reviews books and Viwas to tell us how much Supernote is better. I don't think it's on purpose because I know he really enjoys Supernote. Yeah, Ed's still a Supernote channel. It's cool. I'm glad he's trying other devices though. That is huge for the community to get his take on other devices after using them. You know, regardless if he decides if he's still Supernote centric or not, it's good to get his take being Supernote centric, even if that is the case. So I think it's good. Let's get this music going here, you guys. I don't even know what the outro music sounds like anymore. I don't hear it for some reason. But I'm glad you guys joined me. I'm glad you're hearing it. If you're hearing it, let me know how you feel about it. I'm glad you guys joined me. Thanks, chat, for hanging out the whole time here. It's been a long time since I did something this long. We're going to try to keep it more concise. We're going to try to keep the show to an hour or less. You know what I'm saying? Just off GP to get you guys in here and out so you guys can go enjoy your lunch or go do what you got to do. We're going to try to keep it nice and concise. Ed is a Supernote chill. Absolutely. Again, we're talking about Ed over at Organize for Change. If you haven't seen Ed's channel, go check him out. Organize for Change on YouTube. He does really good eInk content, more so specifically Supernote content. Check him out if you're interested in any of those platforms. Ed is probably just so used to the Supernote platform that it comes off that way. Yeah. He's a Supernote guru. He knows the system in and out. And the thing is, he knows all the workarounds. And so even if the system can't do it, he knows how to get the system to do it because of his workarounds, because his extensive experience with the platform. That's just what it is. All right, like I said, you guys, thanks for joining me. Again, if you like the show, hit the like. Don't leave without hitting that like, you guys. The show's about to end, but like and then leave, okay? Subscribe if you want to see more of things like this. We're trying to keep the show to an hour, you guys. We're trying. I'm trying real hard. Maybe it'll be an hour tomorrow. Go ahead and like if you like, subscribe if you want to see more. We're here Monday through Fridays in the weekdays, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. We talk about tech news, talk about eInk news, talk about all kinds of other stuff. If you can tell, we get into long form conversations here as well. But yeah, though we're trying to keep it concise. We're still trying to keep it concise. Join us if you have time tomorrow. We're going to be talking about more eInk stuff, Tab X and Tab Ultra Pro stuff. We're going to be talking about some more Google stuff too, and some Apple stuff, I think. All right, everyone. Till then, take care.